So here we are down at Portway at the end of another rugby season here at Bees. So I've got James and Tom with me to have a quick look through the season and how it went and stuff like that. So when I last spoke to both of you, it was after the North Bristol game, which was obviously very raw still at that moment and stuff like that. And it was trying to reflect on that and how you process that, but obviously very immediately. So how do you look on those cup performances getting into the last eight of the competition?
Yeah, I think overall the season we've got to be proud of what we've done. For a lot of these lads that were playing Colts 2-3 years ago, there's a mixture of players coming into it. We've stepped up a league this year, we've stepped up a level, we've won the league, and then to get to the last eight of the cup final, we had three very difficult games with Brackley, Rugeley, and then obviously North Bristol, who went on to win the competition.
Yeah.
So I think we can look back with a lot of pride. I think there were a lot of learnings that could have come from that game, and we'll go over those in pre-season and stuff like that. But overall, I think this year's been a success.
Yeah, and I know we were trying to reflect on that in the moment as well in a similar kind of way. But as it developed in further,
yeah, look, I think we weren't at the races for the first 40 minutes, as we probably spoke about on the day. We were the much better team in the second half. If we would have had 10 more minutes of play, would we have won? I think so. But as James said, look, it's learnings that they'll take into the new season, and it doesn't define that set of players. It's only going to make them stronger, and at the end of the day, you learn a lot more from losing than you do from winning. So look, I think it wasn't nice, but North Bristol winning it at the weekend probably, sort of covers a few of the cracks, maybe a few of the, the emotions that are attached to it. So you've lost to the team that would have won it, but look, those boys have got many years in the tank to, sort of rectify that and make sure they go to Twickenham and win the trophy moving forwards.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always next time with that competition. So when we spoke at the beginning of the season, James, I asked you about your aspirations going into it, and you kind of set a target about being top 4 in the league, which obviously was surpassed by winning the league and securing promotion. So how do you look back at the hard work that has gone into achieving that season-long performance?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned, kind of achieving that, winning the league, we spoke about it early on, but it was never, it was always there in the back of our minds. The focus was just game by game, and I think, we saw it, and hopefully the supporters saw it as well. From the first game to the final game, there was a huge improvement from the players. I think every player's developed over the last year. We're playing to the style that we want to play. I think the next step is to do that consistently for as close to 80 minutes as we can. But to reflect on this year, there's a lot of pride in that. There should be a lot of pride from the playing group, supporters, the performance team for what we've achieved.
Yeah, it's a massive achievement to do that. And I suppose then, but on field it's the big packs we've come up against, Tom, isn't it? It's a lot of very experienced players. I mean, that was a shock at Stoke Old Boys, I think, for a lot of them. But our forwards really fronted up, and defensively as a whole team, the effort that went in to see out some games and really grind out performances was something really good, positive to see.
Yeah, look, the defence has led the season. I think it was something that James was really passionate about in pre-season, that we get that defensive structure on and upwards, and I think the boys have brought into sort of that philosophy massive. And I think, some of the games we've absolutely, tackled the life out of the opposition. I think Coventry's 116 tackles or something absolutely ridiculous when you look statistically, which is, credit to the boys and the commitment put in. Look, we've come against some big old boys, some experienced heads, and I think the way the boys have, developed. I think, if you relate to the Stoke game, I think it was probably, may have said it at the time, that they become men, sort of in that 80 minutes, and I think we've grew from there. If you look at the scrummaging specifically, I think, we can't take anything away from the benefit that Liam gives us. I think, to have an experienced tight head who knows what he's doing gives us a massive sort of advantage to build that scrum around it. But I think moving next year, I think it's an opportunity to improve again and really work on sort of the technical aspects to give that front football. We've seen this season, if we get good front football from set piece, we're devastated. If we don't, maybe not as much, but I think certainly next year the school can improve. Young lads want to learn, and why not? Let's go again.
So back now to James. Obviously, probably looking a bit off the pitch, a bit more. And how do you reflect on the season in the different aspects your role entails? Obviously, as head coach, it isn't just all on about that performance necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I see it, the head coach is the club coach, and we've been conscious of that, and we've tried to make effort with supporters, and it's great to see so many down to watch us train midweek and chat to them in the bar after, and get their feedback on a Saturday, and they're not shy in telling us how we did, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then also there's the work that Pete and the coaches in the junior section have been doing. I've been down a couple of times to watch the under-16s play. They got to their cup semi-final, I think, and then watching the under-15s a few times this year as well. So there's a lot of excitement coming through from the junior section. I think it all kind of just rolls up into what we're looking to do here is just have to have a club ethos and everyone to buy into that.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's that as well as these. Obviously, we've managed to get a second team out as well this season, which is a massive achievement on its own, and trying to really build that into next season. How that helps that whole ethos, because you have more players playing and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think I personally don't like the first and second team phrasing. I think it's you play for the senior section. It just depends where you're playing that weekend, and obviously the lads want to be playing for Bees as opposed to the Hornet side, and with that comes a certain work rate, and next year it's going to be no easier to what it has been this year with selection, with going down to just an 18-man squad every week and having to work on that. But it'd be great if we can get 2 teams out week in, week out, really.
Yeah, no, it really will. Now, saying about next season, obviously, Tom, we're sad to hear you're leaving us, but we want to thank you for the work you've done, both on and off the pitch this year. And with this last question, I just wanted to get some of your thoughts on your time here at Bees.
Really enjoyed it. I think the opportunity James sort of gave to me was something that I couldn't turn down. Sort of what I'm here, I suppose. And I think the overall ambition of the club is really, really positive, and I think that matches, certainly what James wants to bring in with his sort of leadership, sort of coaching model. And I think that moving forwards, I think there's a real good core set of lads that are going to get us into the place where they want to be. I think, as James has referred to, people like Pete, your owners, Millie, Tim, Doity, all these people that do all the, the behind sort of the camera stuff. And yourself, Scott, I think, you're the man that asks all the questions, but you're the man that records all the videos, gets the analysis down for us, and allows, fundamentally us to work on what we need to sort of during the season. I think the club's in a real good place, and it will go into a really, really good place. And I think that's the bit that I'll take away of being part of that journey. We've talked about it is a journey, and this is stage 1, and you'll go to stage 2, stage 3. And really the ceiling is as far as you want to take it. So I think it's a really good club full of really, really good people. And look, to anyone out there that's going to watch this come down, pre-season will start. I think, be part of the journey, be part of a club that are, sort of looking to embrace sort of modern rugby culture. And I think, you'll be pleasantly surprised what you come across. But, look, from James' point of view, thank you for the opportunity. Really enjoyed it. And onwards and upwards, and you may even see me down there the odd weekend, maybe having a goose somewhere in my little Bees hat. So, but yeah, really enjoyed it. So yeah, certainly good luck to everybody within the club moving forwards.
Thank you. Do you have
Yeah, it's been a good year, positive year. Tom and the rest of the people in the performance team have, been massive. I think the lads are slightly spoilt with kind of what they do get in the back room for this level, but we are aspiring to be somewhere, and it's been a good season on a whole. So
No, that's brilliant. Thank you, James, and can't wait to see you next season when pre-season kicks off. And Tom, thank you again. We wish you all the best for the future, and hopefully we'll see you up again here at some point.
Wonderful.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Scott.